Gender does not seem to have a bearing on the likelihood to be chronically absent, as the percentage of those chronically absent are practically equal among male and female. Age, however, does play a role. As expected, students at the higher grade levels are more likely to be chronically absent. In fact, 1 in 5 students in high school is chronically absent. This comes at no surprise because at the high school level, students have more autonomy at this age since they have a driver's license, whereas parents are more likely the sole persons responsible for getting kids to school at younger grades. Students with disabilities are also at higher risk for chronic absenteeism. In fact, they are 1.5 times more likely to be chronically absent than their peers. The Individuals with Disabilities Education Act was created to ensure all students with disabilities have access to a free, appropriate education, but chronic absenteeism can hinder that goal. If they are not present, they cannot receive the services available to them. Race and ethnicity can also indicate the likelihood for chronic absenteeism. According to the United States Department of Education, based on data from the 2015-2016 school year, compared to their white peers, American Indian and Pacific Islander students are over 50% more likely to lose 3 weeks of school or more, Black students 40% more likely, and Hispanic students 17% more likely. Interestingly, English learners are approximately 1.2 times less likely to be chronically absent than their non-English learner peers. Though there is not a huge difference, 14% of English learners are chronically absent compared to 16% of non-English learners. Incorporating cultural diversity. So different cultures view education differently. For example, because Asian cultures often value and revere education, students from these cultures rarely miss school. However, as the statistics show, Native American and Pacific Islander students are overwhelmingly more likely to be chronically absent. Again, by researching the culture, this could create a better understanding of these groups within the school. Because Native Americans' history with the education system, many of them do not feel that education is important. This comes from the attempt forced assimilation to white culture when lawmakers placed Native American children into boarding schools. One school even boasted their mission with their motto, "Kill the Indian to save the man." In fact, many children did die due to horrible conditions, and this act is seen as an act of genocide. Though it is in the past, it is not forgotten by many of the parents and grandparents of Native American students today. Further, many of the Native American students are heavily involved in their tribes, and some of those seemingly traditional practices are still done today. One student explained that she would travel for powwows with her parents for a few weeks at a time. In schools with a large Native American population, the tribes and the school system could work to develop a compromise, such as extended breaks during these times or some sort of virtual school option. The key, however, is to work to understand the varying cultures within the school and identify any possible conflicting, overlapping areas. One state, Oregon, in response to this issue, decided to reach out. They instated the Tribal Attendance Pilot Project. There were 9 districts through this project who were allotted money to utilize in an effort to decrease the chronic absenteeism among these students in particular. Each school within these districts were given $150,000 to use to hire 1 or 2 family advocates whose sole purpose was to work with the families of these chronically absent students in efforts to build rapport and come to understand the students' need for their education. The advocates would be in contact with parents and guardians about the issues preventing their children from attending regularly. Though there were numerous reasons cited for their absences, some were as simple as unreliable transportation. These advocates would work with the school districts and the families to alleviate these issues to benefit the common interests, the students. Though the project was not unanimously successful, there were 10 schools who were able to decrease their chronic absenteeism to below state average. To address these types of issues and prevent cultural diversity playing a role in chronic absenteeism in our own schools, we should aim to learn more about the culture in our schools. This could be done through a committee of faculty and staff. They will look at the data of students each year to see the different cultures represented. From there, they can research the cultures and how to incorporate them throughout the school. They can collaborate to develop some ideas and presentations. These presentations and ideas can be shown to the rest of the faculty as professional development to educate them on the cultures of the students who will occupy their classrooms. Teachers should strive to incorporate these and other cultures in their curriculum. Further, the school as a whole should work together to incorporate these cultures in assemblies, holiday recognition and celebration, and so on. Regardless, the goal is to create a sense of belonging for all students, especially those who are often overlooked. When they have a sense of belonging, they will be more inclined to come to school and know that they will be missed when they are absent. By creating a more inclusive environment and a better understanding of the differing cultures, the school can commit to celebrating everyone's differences instead of discouraging students who do not seem to fit in. Adopting this vision can help to decrease chronic absenteeism.